You're now listening to the Palmetto Dugout Show, hosted by State Director Sammy Esposito, Associate Scouts Drew Stewart and Sean Smith, that discuss all things related to amateur baseball in South Carolina. Here are your hosts.
I'm in episode 38 of the Palmetto Dugout Show. I'm Drew Stewart here with Sammy Esposito and Austin Smith. What's going on, guys?
Glad to have Austin back on the show with us. You know, the ratings dropped last week, so we're looking for a big pickup this week with them back on.
I'll be shocked if the subscriptions don't double again this week. I know y'all had a tough week last week, but you know we're back.
The full PBRSC is back. Make sure, since we're talking about subscriptions here, make sure to go down right below here and like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. So maybe you'll get to see Austin. You'll get alerted when Austin Smith pops up on YouTube. So make sure to like and subscribe that. Big week as we know it. Best time for high school baseball in the state of South Carolina. It is playoff week. So with that being said, we're gonna have that bracket down in the description. It is our bracket. Sammy, we're gonna have it.
We're gonna have it
Tomorrow morning.
It's gonna be posted on the site tomorrow morning. It'll have we'll have all 5A, 4A, 3A, 2A, 1A. We'll have it all up, ready to roll. We're a one-stop shop for our great fans of the state of South Carolina. Can click on PBRSC and see what's happening in the playoff action.
And it'll be updated as the results roll in. But yeah, we'll have that bracket there for you to check out as everything's updated quickly. As we know, we have June, July coming up here, and the events start rolling in. Team Carolina Trials at College of Charleston on June the 7th. I believe another one is in process, right, Coach?
Yeah, we're going to kind of do another dual event. Looking for June 20th. Up at pretty sure we got it locked in at South Point High School up there, and we're gonna try to run two events in one day. We're gonna run a Rising Stars event along with another Team Carolina Trials. You know, kind of split the state like we did in the preseason All State, with getting one down towards the coast and getting one up in the upper part of the state, northern part of the state, to try to make it a little bit easier for the players and the families to where they don't have to, go driving across the state. So we got two of those Team Carolina Trials along with the Rising Stars event. The Team Trials, Carolina Trials down in the College of Charleston is posted already, and we got a good amount of signups for that. So we're looking forward to seeing some good talent come to that event, and the other one should be posted here in the next day or so on the site for players to be able to come out to that one. So we're looking forward to that. Those are great events for us. Like we talked about last year, those events are all before our main invite only events. And last year is big for us with the border battle coming up, which is a humongous one for us with North Carolina, but it's also big for us to get on board for the Junior Futures game along with the Futures game. And then also for our top prospects game, right now it's up in the air on the date due to some changes in the calendar of the school year in South Carolina and certain parts of the state, and also with certain parts of some PBR South Carolina staff members that have other jobs. Not myself, but two other guys on the show that have a new calendar as well. So that one's going to be in the process of working on that one. But those Team Carolina coming up, those are fun events for us, kind of big time identifiers for us to get some invites out.
Yeah, no doubt. Just make sure those invites are rolling through and you've got one, sign up for them. Can't wait to see you guys out this summer as we progress through that summer. It's Power 25 time. It's been 2 weeks. We've got some changes throughout the Power 25, especially in the top 10. So we'll kind of flip through our top 10 rankings here. Coming in at 10, Clinton Red Devils. Caught some flack there early in the year, but they've shot up into the top 10. So we'll see how they fare into the playoffs, as they are a 1 seed in their district after winning.
We should have just listened to the people a little bit more. We should have listened to the people.
Well, the next 3, we should have listened to the people.
You know,
At number 9 is Blue Ridge, which we'll get to here in a second as far as their playoff outlook. But they've been hot for a while now. At 17-4, they just continue to win. Coach Henson has those guys going in the right direction. And
They've
then
been
at number
hot since
8,
tryouts.
tryouts. Well, when you got one of the best lefties in the state, I mean, come on now. Coming in at number 8 is Greenwood. Austin, what do they like to say?
Give me the boys from Greenwood any day. That's what my boy Coach Baker would say. I know he's feeling it right now today too. Getting ready to fire up the playoffs tomorrow. Got Aiken High coming to Greenwood.
That's right. With that 4A bracket.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, it's gonna be a big one.
Yeah, 4A bracket, a lot different from your 5A, 3A, 2A, 1A. So that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But we know Greenwood is the number one overall seed in the 4A playoffs for the upper state. Coming in at number 7 is the Green Wave from Somerville. They'll also get the 1 seed as they won their region down there. So it'll be interesting to see how they fare as well. Another team has just seems like they've been climbing all year. North Myrtle Beach continue to win at 21-5, and I think we got something in the works to have a PPR SC staff member attend maybe North Myrtle game, big playoff game upcoming. Stay tuned for that one. Coming in at number 5, the Copperheads coach, 20-5. They took a big region series win over Indiana a week ago. So they've just continued. Let's see here. They've stayed at 5 the last 3 weeks. So maybe they're going to jump up the board here once they maybe take a 4A state championship crown. We'll see.
Ooh, somebody picked them from the very start, and I can't wait to see if they ride that horse all the way up here.
Yeah, you did pick them, but you were advised very well to pick them, if I remember correctly. I think you were going to go with someone else in 4A, and we had to kind of
not in 4A. That was in 3A.
Going up to number 4, they have fallen from the top after a series loss to Dutch Fork, and that is the River Bluff Gators at 20-6, and they finished second in their region. So they're going to have to be in a lower state. We know lower state baseball in 5A is a tough hill to climb, whereas upper state's going to be just a little bit easier than that lower state. But then going to 3, another team they may face in the playoffs is the Berkeley Stags at 22-4. Another region championship for Coach Landy and company. So we'll see if they can defend that title throughout that playoff run. Number 2, they were 3 last week, and that is the Oceanside Land Sharks. Opening up in 2A playoffs come Tuesday. We know they have the talent.
Coach, I before we jump to number 1, I just want to go ahead and throw a apology to them, because if you what basically you've been saying here is everybody that's been up there, we move up there. We don't move them; they win. They get up there. We just slide a name in there and they fall. So before you jump to them, I just want to go ahead and throw an official apology out to them, because what probably is going to happen is, like we've done it all, we jinxed them. The PBR South Carolina number 1 Power 25 jinx. So I just want to throw a disclaimer out there and apologize to the boys here in the Midlands.
And from what I've heard, this number 1 team might have the best pitching coach in the state of South Carolina. That's what I've heard. We'll see how that pitching coach fares throughout the playoffs. But your number 1 team up from number 2 is the Lexington Wildcats at 25-5. Got a series sweep over Dutch Fork to win what is one of the best regions in the state. They've done it 2 years in a row, correct, Coach? I believe, maybe.
That's correct. Yeah. And you talking about the best pitching coach. He also runs the best blast matrix out there too. So we can give him another title. I mean, he switches the blast knob sensors off a bat knob better than anybody in the Southeast. So
he's a world record holder for that.
Tells good jokes while he does it too. Keeps the mood light back there.
Hey, we'll see all those top 10 fare. However, we do have some new guys that have jumped up into those rankings. Mid Carolina at 21-3 in 2A classification. They just continue. I'm sorry, Coach. That would be, is that 2A, 3? I can't remember.
That is
Keep up
2A.
anymore. Yeah, it's 2A. So,
Yeah.
so 2A classification, they keep winning as well. Let's see here. I think that's my new ones that have risen in, as you'll see some teams on the bubble as well that look to make a deep playoff run. Now, games of the week. We know we have there is a big district coming up. A lot of big districts as well, top games. So these districts, when they shook out, one in particular stood out to me. Catch some flack here from Sammy and Austin, but I think they would agree on this. In the 3A playoffs, district you look at, when you have Powdersville, Seneca, and Blue Ridge in a district, and Emerald, throw in Emerald as well, that's a pretty good district, considering the arms that the three of those schools have. So first game, Powdersville, Seneca, 2 good arms. We would expect to be throwing Tuesday night. So we'll see how that one shakes out. Another one with Dutch Fork and Hannah. Dutch Fork with the 4 seed in that region being able to go up to the upper state. They'll face the team Austin just saw. But we know Dutch Fork has the arms. They have the talent. Let's just see if they can match that and maybe still win up there in Hannah.
The newly crowned Region 1 5A champions. And if you need to know about that game, Scout blog coming out tomorrow, Monday. Tomorrow morning.
Be out.
So if you don't have a subscription, tomorrow morning might be a good time to get one, because we're going to have the playoff bracket and the scout blogs from TL Hannah Hillcrest. Very good 3-2 game. Just, handing out a trophy, dog pile at the end.
I'm kind of upset you didn't get the dog pile.
Hey, I needed to ask you, Austin. We got a somebody messaged us on, as you call it, the Twitter page regarding about some questionable possible umpiring that happened.
Wasn't me.
I know it wasn't you, unless it's your burner account. But somebody did message us on the Twitter page talking about, I guess they shouldn't have won. So I didn't know if there was something that broke out in that game on Friday. But hey, maybe it'll be in the scout blog. Maybe
it's not in the scout blog. I can say this. There were a couple things questionable that may have happened early in the game, but I will go on record to say none of it had any bearing on the outcome of the game. I can say this.
Okay. Interesting.
Without a doubt, huh?
It was just kind of one of those, you kind of had to be there to see it, because it was the old everybody's favorite move where we miss a call and then we try to turn around and miss one the other direction as soon as we can to make up for it. But in the process,
the good old fashioned makeup call.
Well, we did the makeup call on a check swing play, but we also forgot there's a piece in the rule book where if the catcher doesn't catch strike 3, the guy can run to first. So so we banged him on strike 3 to kind of get even, but the guy got to go to first because we didn't throw the ball down there. So it was just kind of I think by the end of the first inning, both coaches had gotten a warning, which is everybody's favorite. Just,
Yeah. It also shows the importance of high school baseball, right? You got people that are, you see it a lot, obviously, in the college game of people on the Twitter page, being upset at people not winning or losing or however you go about it. But it's kind of fun to see some of the some fans coming out this way in the high school game. So obviously you had a good game going on there and people were a little upset, but hey, they can make some noise in the playoffs. They got a chance to.
Pressure goes up, tempers go up. It's how it goes. People, blood pressure goes up. People get excited. It is what it is. Sometimes coaches and umpires don't get along. That's part of the game.
Hey, take this guy's advice. His blood pressure stays even through everything.
That was questionable yesterday.
I only had one ejection in my career, and it got overturned by the high school league. So just know that I can remain calm with the best of them.
That's a good attribute to have. Two more games that are gonna catch some eyes. Dorman going to Clover. We've seen Dorman. They've got a good group there. As well as Clover has the arms to
That's
make
a good
run
bracket.
as well. Yeah,
That's
it's
a
it's a
really
very
good
good bracket.
bracket. There's probably 4 teams that could win that bracket.
But watch out for that second round matchup, possibly in that district with Clover. Then we got another game going to Socastee and Chapin traveling down to Socastee. That'll be an interesting game as well. So maybe PBRSC maybe in attendance for that one as well. Who knows? So with that, we're going to move into some updated playoff picks. This is our third and final. We had our preseason, midseason. This will be our postseason. So some of these will not change. Hopefully, we'll see. So I'll kind of start us off, then I'll go to Austin and Sammy will wrap us up. So we'll start over in the 1A. I'm going to stick with the Lakeview Gators for the Lower State Championship, and I'm going to stick with the Louisville Lions for the Upper State Championship. I have seen Christ Church, but I'm going to stick with Louisville. I've got Lakeview Gators winning it all.
If it's my turn to go, well, I think you said you're going to me next, so I'm going either way. It's so 1A. I'm actually going to swap it up a little bit. Don't hate me for this. I'm sticking with Lakeview down there in the Lower State, but give me Christ Church in the Upper State. Give me Christ Church.
Hey, you already had Christ Church in the Upper State. It's okay.
Did I?
Yeah,
You had them.
I got
Me
them.
and you had the
Sorry,
same picks.
sorry. Well, you know what? Give me Christ Church to win the whole thing then.
Oh, there's the switch up.
Ooh,
That's what I meant to switch.
switcheroo.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna keep mine as is. You know, I obviously had to make some adjustments after the first one with a certain team and jumped Christ Church in there. I'm gonna keep Lakeview as a champion as well. So I'm gonna hold my bracket. I feel confident those boys are gonna ride it out through the playoffs, and Lakeview gonna come out on top. So we'll hold it there.
There you go.
Big time. 2A, I think it's going to be chalk here in Lower State. I'm going to stick with the Land Sharks and the 2A Lower State Championship, and I'm going to stick with Mid Carolina in the Upper State Championship over Gray Collegiate. But I think the Land Sharks take it all yet again.
I'm going Oceanside too down there. I think that's I don't even think we need to go there. I think I'm going to stick with Gray up here in the Upper State, and obviously I'm going Oceanside. You kind of got me intrigued with that Mid Carolina 21-3 record. That's strong, but give me Gray. Give them to me.
If we had this podcast here in a few days, I might change my mind, but we can't do that mid playoff. I guess we could. You never know. I can go in here and switch this sheet up and make some adjustments on here. Nobody would ever know. But I'm going to stay with Oceanside, obviously Lower State. I'm going to stick with Gray, Upper State. And then obviously Oceanside for an easy 2-0 W in the state championship game.
Easy.
Easy. Breezy.
Okay, moving to 3A here. I'm going to stay with Brooklyn Casey in the Lower State Championship. However, I think Hanahan could give them a little run, maybe. Now your Upper State here is a little more challenging. There is a team I would pick, but I can't do that because my jinx is very heavy. However, I'm going to stick with Blue Ridge. A lot of decent teams in that 3A Upper State with Clinton in there as well and Crescent. But I'm going to stick with Blue Ridge and Brooklyn. You know what? We're going to switch it up. Blue Ridge State Champs.
Wow. That's a big pick. And I don't want to take any thunder away from you as far as making changes to their picks. I'm staying with Brooklyn Casey in the lower state, but I'm gonna make a change to my upper state. Nothing against Chapman. Give me the Crescent Tigers upper state. They're getting hot. They're scoring runs. They got some arms. Give me the Crescent Tigers upper state. And give them to me. Win the whole thing. Give it to me.
Oh, wow.
Give me the Tigers. Don't hate me here. Give me the Tigers. I'm telling you, I think they got a few arms. I think they got.
Ooh.
I'm telling you, the knock on them at the beginning of the season was that they couldn't score. Well, you know what? They're starting to score. Well, I think one of their coaches told me the other day they scored like 58 runs in their last 4 games. They're coming in hot. The bats are getting strong. Yeah, give me the Tigers. Give me them. Give me the fighting Blair Carsons. Let's go.
Not so fast. Lee Courts over here. BC lower. Yeah, I got a pen. We got Pilot Precision V5 right here. I mean, sponsor maybe. You never know. Brooklyn Casey lower state. I'm gonna stick with Blue Ridge. Up there in the upper state. You know, it's kind of a coin flip. I think Drew was the last one of us to go up and watch Blue Ridge, so maybe they paid him off when he was up there. Maybe got a little cash under the table when he was up there to make a move here. But I'm going to stick with BC. I think BC is, obviously they roll right through the region as we all expect them to, but they've played a very difficult non-region schedule, and I think it's got them as prepared for anybody to roll into these playoffs and go. So I'm going to stick with BC as the champion.
He's got it. 4A, I'm going to blow some more minds here, boys. With the lower state championship, I am sticking with North Myrtle Beach. Just think they're too good right now. However, for the upper state championship, you know what they say, give me the boys from Greenwood. I'm going with the Greenwood. When you look at the 2 upper state brackets, as far as the new bracket goes, I think that changed a little bit how I picked. With Catawba Ridge having a little bit more, they're going to probably face an arm that they don't want to see. I'm not going to get into that yet. And I think Greenwood just has an easier path to get there. So give me the boys from Greenwood. Give me the Chiefs to win the state championship. North Myrtle Beach wins it.
So you want the boys from Greenwood, but you don't want them that bad if you don't think they're going to win the whole thing.
North Myrtle's got too much.
Well, right on cue of that, I'm changing my lower state. I had James Island. I'm changing that. I'm going North Myrtle with you there. But I'm sticking with where I've been the whole year. I'm going Catawba Ridge, upper state. I do agree with you that I think looking at that bracket, I think Catawba Ridge is going to run up. Catawba Ridge is going to run up on a good arm their very first game. But I do think they have the arms to get where they need to get to. And yeah, pitching is going to win these games in the playoffs. So give me Catawba Ridge. They're going to win the whole thing.
Oof.
Sticking with them.
A lot of flip-flopping around here. Who was that president a handful of years back was flip-flopping on the president candidate, flip-flopping. That's kind of like you guys. You guys can't make your decision and stick with it. But, there's a lot of you see a lot of this, and you got to go with your gut sometimes on these. And, yeah, I'm sticking with South Florence. I don't know. I think there's one, I want to do something different than you guys. But I think they're going to hold on Catawba Ridge. I know they're going to got a chance to run into some things that might be some problems for them. But I don't know. I don't care what division you're in here, what region. They got as deep of a pitching staff as there anyone in the state with starters. They got power in the bats. They've done it year in and year, all year long. Last year they've had some success. So I'm gonna stick with the boys up there in Catawba Ridge and ride them out in the championship in the 4A. And then if I'm wrong, I'll make a change here on this again. So nobody will ever know.
Make a change in about a week, guys.
I think the 4A bracket, mainly because we have not seen how this thing works out. I'm ready to see how some of these coaches use their pitching over here. I think this is going to be fun. It's going to be different. I mean, you're definitely right about it. I think Catawba Ridge over there probably has the most arms, but you never know. You could run up. I mean, we're looking at 8 teams in that one bracket. They all got somebody that they can beat you with.
So they're going to see Calif to start off.
That's what I'm saying. They're going to get a good arm out of Wade Hampton. Wade Hampton may be a 15 seed right here, but I mean, you're going to run up on him, and I mean, you never know. Wade Hampton scratch a couple runs across and win a 2-1 game, and now everybody's pick is down there and having to come hiking up out of that losers bracket. Good luck with that. That's going to be a fun trip.
No doubt, it's going to be a little bit of a nightmare. But the thing the Catawba Ridgesters have going for them is that they got a deep pitching staff, but they can run the ball out of the ballpark with the best of them as well. So they're going to run into some pitch, and it ain't going to no knock. They've faced a guy like that all year long, and they've had success. So I would betting the house on them right now.
He's betting the house.
I mean, there's a chance they could have to beat Wade Hampton, turn around and maybe beat Airport, and then possibly Riverside or Greenville down there. Who wants to see Taylor Rabe in the playoffs? I'll tell you who's not volunteering for that. Not me.
Hey, quit giving the bracket away.
Sorry,
our fans got to wait to see it tomorrow.
Well, if they put the bracket together off of what I just said, they are far more advanced with a Google sheet than I am. So
incredible. Which takes us over to the top classification.
Ain't that hard either.
Sorry. And you're good. Coach, you say anything you want to. Take us over to 5A here. I think a picture going to change a little bit here with the way these brackets have set up. With Lexington's 1 and 4, that Lexington region there, 1 and 4 being in the upper state, 2 and 3 being in the lower state. So I'll start us off here. I'm still sticking with the Stags to win the lower state championship, which is going to set up great here for the state championship. Upper state championship, I'm going with the Lexington Wildcats. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I think they walk through this bracket and match up against the Stags in what may be the best state championship series we've seen in a long time. So we got to see that game at the Diamond Invitational. 2 teams do not like each other. And it's when you get the Stags and the Wildcats together, Lever may be a little scared, as he likes to tell me. But I think the Stags and the Wildcats are going to match up together.
I'm going 5A.
Hold on, I didn't even tell you who's going to win it all. I'm so caught up on the state championship series.
Y'all get on me about my transitions. You stopped talking. I jumped in. Sorry.
So hold on. Sammy's not. You're gonna like this one. Give me the Lexington Wildcats to win the 5A state championship over the Stags.
Coach Huck's to the top. Would that be his first one? Would that be his first one? Sorry, Austin.
I think he's got another one.
No, he's got one more. He's got one more. I remember. Yeah.
I think he's got 2. I think he won it the first time.
Josh Reagan helped him win it the one year. I can't remember.
Yeah, they got one on the wall out there. It's like 2010, 14, somewhere in there. Yeah, it's kind of a big gap there, but what can I say?
That's multiple
so now,
years ago.
Now
can I go? Sorry, Austin.
I can go. So I'm looking at the lower state bracket. I'm sticking with Somerville. I know you're on that Stag train. I can't believe you hopped off the Stag train long enough to say that Lexington was going to beat them in the finals. I know that hurts you. That probably hurts you as much as it's going to hurt you that either Seneca or Powdersville's got to lose on Tuesday night. So that's going to hurt. So I'm sticking with Somerville down there, and I'm rambling over here about nothing. So give me Somerville, lower state. I'm on the wagon with you guys that I think Lexington, that was a very good thing for them to get to go into the upper state. I didn't honestly, I didn't know that was an option. I didn't do any pre-scouting on the bracket beforehand, but when I saw Lexington made it in there, now that is a tough bracket. Because they win that first game against Malden. I can't talk about the bracket again, but there's two teams down there that they don't want to see in that second game. I'm just going to say it. But again, I think Lexington has enough arms led by that coaching staff. I think Lexington plows through that upper state, takes it pretty easy. And so we're going to get Lexington, Somerville. And I'm sticking with Somerville. Give me the Green Wave. Sticking with them.
Green Wave till you die.
I think if we get Lexington, Somerville, and we get all three games in that series, I think that could be three very good pitching matchups personally. So, I'm here for
it. I'm gonna stick with my lower state pick to Berkeley. Until they get knocked out. They're about as consistent of a team out there that there is. It seems like they haven't lost much, but when they do lose, it's a tight game, and they've played the who's, and they have a tendency to come out on top a lot more. So I'm gonna stick with them. Right? They did it all last year and won the state championship, and they've been doing it all this year again. So I'm gonna stick. I'm kind of going with you guys. Part of me wants to stick with that Clover train, which is going to be an interesting possibility of a game 2 for them. But they got a tough game they got to get by. You guys can read tomorrow morning in the brackets who they got to face up with. But we've seen the team that they're going to match up with, multiple times this year, and Coach Jolly gets the boys rolling and going in the right direction. They got some good young talent, but I'm with y'all. I think Lexington's gonna take over up there in the upper state. I think they're gonna take over my pick from Clover. I don't think they're gonna blow through that bracket as easy as you guys have said they're gonna blow through it. I'm extremely confident in them. I think they do have a good pitching staff and a very athletic lineup that can do multiple things and score runs. Right? We talked about it. Maybe not. They can hit some homers. They can steal bases. They can do all the little small things. So, a big battle in the state championship, be barreling up and down 26 here for Berkeley versus Lexington. Back-to-back champs. Does it happen? I'm going it's happening this year. Berkeley, back-to-back champs.
He took the Stags.
Sticking with them.
He took them. So I'm going to be the guy that the Stags don't like anymore.
You're trying to do the classic Drew Stewart jinx. Mm-hmm. The reverse psychology. I got where you're going with this one, but everybody knows it's out. Everybody knows.
Hey, that might have been what happened with my 3-8 too, but we'll get to that later. Hey, we might all be wrong. We'll see.
Probably so.
I think I've been wrong everything we've picked this year, so I'm hoping. Time to get on the wagon here. We'll see.
Austin's jumping on our wagon. Little does he know we're probably wrong too. So hey, we'll see how this all shapes out. PBR will be in attendance for a good bit of stuff here coming out throughout the playoffs. Which takes us over to our bomb squad of the week. Goes to 2024 Gunnar Jordan from Marlborough County. Big week as he went 6 for 11 with 2 jacks, Coach.
Is that good?
I don't know. Is it? I can't remember. I think it may be over 500 if I'm doing my math correctly, but not 100%.
Yeah.
I've seen players have worse weeks than that.
Well,
hey, the 2 home runs aren't a shock. We've seen Gunnar annihilate some balls.
Yes.
He hit a ball at Winthrop in that little preseason thing. He hit one up in that tree. It was cold that day too. I think he had the longest ball of the day that day. He hit a jack out of Winthrop.
I mean, he is annihilated baseballs in multiple events. So for him to be able to, bomb of the week, get 2 homers in a week, it's not a shock.
So fitting into his regular season, he started it off at a PBR event, and now he's going to finish his regular season bomb squad of the week.
Hey, let's see if he can carry that over as Marlboro County will travel to Aner for the first round of the playoffs.
Sounds to me like there's a direct correlation between coming to PBR events and hitting bombs for your high school team. I never hit a bomb when I was in high school, but I didn't go to any PBR events, so maybe there we go. Come to events, you hit bombs.
Right. Whatever works at this point.
A lot of people say you lift weights, you hit bombs. I say come to events, you hit bombs.
You hit bombs.
We'll change the name of this segment as we roll through to playoff bomb of the week as we get into the playoffs. I'm gonna jump to some shout outs right here before we get to our infamous segment. Shout out to Hunter Howard on his commitment to Radford University, future game alum for Team Carolina. So congratulations to him. Now we're gonna hop this one over to Austin Smith here. Not sure what all he ate this week at a concession stand, but we're gonna find out right here.
Well, I got messed up here because I wanted to. When the original schedule came out, I was supposed to go to Hillcrest on Wednesday, and I was gonna get one of those burgers. They're so good. They smell great. Things happened and it didn't end up going to Hillcrest. Ended up going to Hannah Friday night. Now I'm gonna tell you something about Hannah. They had some kind of Anderson County track meet up there, so they had every person in the upstate of South Carolina, including myself, was at T.L. Hannah High School that night. And the concession stand I bet they turned $12,000 in profit, because what was happening was the guys would get done running in the track meet and they would come to the baseball field for the concession stand. It was not as conducive for me trying to run the radar gun right there behind home plate. They've also added in some like reserved box seating that I don't remember being there. So it kind of crowded back there behind the plate. They had Pizza Inn pizza, chocolate chip pizza from Pizza Inn,
Really good
cheeseburgers, hamburgers, hot dogs, popcorn, any kind of regular cola, diet cola, sugar-free cola, all of the colas for you, Sammy. But the chocolate chip pizza from Pizza Inn out of that concession stand, it wasn't even the kind, like sometimes with those things, it's kind of a hit or miss thing. You might get the one that's like a little thin and kind of burnt. This was the one that was kind of like bubbled up on top, had all the stuff inside of it. Just have a day. T.L. Hannah. That's all I got.
Bubbled up.
Bubbled up.
Bubbled up.
The bad part is y'all are making fun of me, but everybody watching this right now, well, nobody's watching it right now because but when it comes out, everybody's going to know exactly what I'm talking about, because you go to Pizza Inn and you're in Pizza Inn up there, and you're trying to eyeball the little line thing, waiting on them to bring it out, and you're hoping that there's not like an 8-year-old birthday party, because they're going to swarm it. So, and then you finally get up there and you get a piece, and it's like just like a flattened out chocolate chip cookie that looks like they left it in the oven too. So, this one,
I don't know if there's a better description in the nation than what Austin just gave of the Pizza Inn dessert pizza.
Bubbled up with everything inside.
Yep.
I'm hoping there's not an 8-year-old birthday party.
Yep, because y'all know just as well as I do, if that's happening, the only place you're going to get anything remotely fast is going to be if you go to the salad bar, and I'm not going to that. So, you might get over there and get that other dessert pizza. Some people love that other dessert pizza over there, but I hate it. I'm a chocolate chip guy. That's it. I'm not doing that cinnamon thing with the icing on top. Y'all can have that. I'm taking the chocolate chip and just ride it till I die. I'm not.
I can attest that the chocolate chip pizza is very good, as I have eaten it at the Pizza Inn in Anderson, South Carolina. It is very good, so I will attest to that one. But so me and Mr. Espo down here were at something on Saturday, and a year ago we went to the same thing, and there was a gas station on the way there called Buc-ee's that we couldn't stop at, but of course we stopped. Coach got a double XL brisket sandwich, which I did as well, and I think it still is hitting on me a little bit. It's stuck, but it was fantastic. I think I got some Buc-ee's nuts. So
Love those.
The roasted cashews, it's such a, it's a beautiful shopping experience when you're going to the Buc-ee's. The brisket sandwich is one of those, you're looking for some food. There's millions of people's and Buc-ee's, and you see, the brisket sandwich. And I don't even know if I didn't even realize I was grabbing the double XL brisket sandwich.
You did. It's okay. Don't do that.
Until I opened it up as I'm driving down the road. Until I'm driving down the road and I'm trying to eat the double XL brisket sandwich is very difficult to do that one. But phenomenal, great dinner. Got the cashews on the way out along with the large. Somebody on this show went double XL large cola, not even Diet Cola, straight hardcore cola.
Go big or go home.
I went the large. Yeah, I went the large double cola. We did a little shopping too. We went and looked around. As Matt up in North Carolina always wants us to wear Croakies because he thinks it fits us South Carolina people. Well, we did a little shopping at the Croaky department. Didn't buy anything, but yeah, the double XL brisket sandwich is still a part of me. I don't think I've eaten since then. And I'm still full. It does wonders.
I'm trying to figure out how you drove, and if that sandwich was as big as it sounds like it was, sounds like that should have been a two hands type of sandwich, and you were driving, and I don't know how we held the steering wheel unless you had to get your passenger, but it sounds like he would have had two hands on his double XL cola. So I'm hoping y'all ate in the parking lot.
I'd like to say we did for safety concerns, but we were barreling down the highway, eating the double XL brisket, and it's Jesus take the wheel. Sometimes you just gotta live and let God. Sometimes hopefully you got not a lot of traffic out there, and you're good to go. And
I think Carrie Underwood said that once upon a time.
Yeah. We kept talking. We needed the Tesla car at that point in time, but we made it. We made it back in one piece and enjoyed every minute of it.
And he ate that double XL brisket sandwich very quickly too. It wasn't like a 30-minute eating. It was gone in about 7 minutes.
He has so many kids in his house. I think he has that thing where he has to eat his food fast, or they're going to take it from him.
It's survival of the fittest. You know what I mean? Like you get something in front of you, you got to go.
I just want to know if y'all got matching Buc-ee's t-shirts, or maybe even like swim.
We got onesies. We got the onesies.
Well, there's a new twist on it. It's got the SC logo on the side of it.
PBRSC is there.
It's going to be the official.
Probably the more impressive thing was the advertisement of their jobs. Assistant manager, was it? Starts off at 100K. Yeah. You work your way up to general manager, it's over 200K. So we've enjoyed our time at PBRSC, and we've applied for some Buc-ee's positions.
It's been real.
Here we go, Florence.
They probably have a hard time. Yeah, it seems like everybody's short on workers, but they need like 3 workers just to keep all the bathrooms clean in there.
It's the most the first time I ever visited one, And actually, when I lived in Texas, there was one about 2 exits down, and you'd never thought it was like this novelty that it is here because it was just another deal, than South Texas. But first time we ever went to one was we thought it was called Boosie's. We didn't realize it was Bucky's. But when you see it out, you don't know anything. Let's go to Boosie's. But it wasn't announced, not Little Boosie's. It's Bucky's. So it's we're off and running now.
For all you upstate people, I'm sure you've seen the sign going up 85 if you're traveling south up I-85 up here. They are putting one in Anderson. Not sure when it's actually going to happen, but they got the sign that says so. So looking forward to that.
I'll make sure I go to games around that area so I can just stop there every time.
It might give you incentive to go watch Powdersville.
Yeah, because that's hard to go to, and that would really give me a way to go. Yeah, that's smart. Also, I'm glad you said that. Love those incentives. Maybe we can get a sponsor.
Would be at every
Boosie's.
Boosie's or Bucky's. You know what I mean? Little Boosie's. I mean,
we can sell some PBR South Carolina croquis in there. So maybe I'm sure Matt would stop in and grab a pair.
Matt would stop in and get a pair, and he wanted us to get some Sperry's while we're at it. But I think he was profiling us South Carolina people a little bit too much. But it's okay.
So I'm thinking in the border battle, we all three need to show up with croquis and Sperry's on. Right when we get there.
2 of us will be there. There's a third that won't be there, and I'm not saying it's me. But 2 of us can show up with some croquis, maybe. Maybe we'll go buy the cheap kind though for a good joke.
Yeah. Sounds about right. So that's gonna wrap us up as the concession stand segment. This is the greatest thing ever. So make sure the South Carolina High School League brackets will be up on the website here come tomorrow morning. We want to give a good luck to all those teams participating in the playoffs as they continue their chase for a ring or to defend their state championship. Also, with a side note here, games of the week. So a little different things going to happen here. Games of the week will be released per round. So you will see one come out tomorrow morning, and then right before Wednesday's playoff games as well. Thursday's playoff games. So it'll come out Wednesday evening for the games on Thursday. Since games are ever changing here in the playoffs. Also, another little side note. So PBR South Carolina gear is in the works. So stay tuned for those updates as we progress here, especially getting close to events, because we know all of you would like to wear some PBR South Carolina gear and rep the brand, PBR SC to the top. So from all of us here at PBR South Carolina, have a great week.